Back to chest day, baby. My favorite day. Last week we hit 335. We're going to put that on the bar today, see if we can lift it again. You're going to find out that sometimes you'll have a really good week and the next week you might not get it. And that 335 was a fight last week, so either I'm going to feel a lot stronger today, or I'm not going to feel that strong. But we'll find out. I'm going to put 335 on there. And hopefully we can do 345 today. If I'm feeling strong and I lift it up pretty quick, I might put 345 and we'll continue to hit PRs. So it'll be PRs from here on out. Another thing I want to focus on today, I want to add the ISO chest press machine to the workout. It's been on the workout. This gym just doesn't have that machine. They have an incline version of it, which I would prefer at this point, because a lot of people, they struggle to develop the upper part of their chest, and I'm in the same boat. So I might as well hit the upper chest more than the lower, because we're hitting the lower with dips, we're hitting it with the bench, we're hitting it with dumbbell press. So we might as well share the workload and get a full development. So I want to work on volume today. I want to work on the pump. And really develop the chest, the pecs. And I kind of want to, there's a difference between powerlifting and bodybuilding. You know, there's bodybuilders, they're strong, don't get me wrong, but they're not as strong as these power lifters that are usually a little bit more condensed as lifters. You know, their bodies are not as big, and it's how they lift and their technique on how they go about their goals. So I kind of want to, I like how Mike O'Hearn does power bodybuilding. So he works on power, but he also works on bodybuilding. He wants to have a great physique, a big physique, but at the same time he wants to be strong. And I kind of want to, I'm going in that direction. I've always lived by that philosophy. I don't want to just be, you know, having a great body and physique. I want to be strong. So I'm going to be working on volume work, where you're doing a lot more reps, but you're also doing controlled reps, where you're getting the most muscle recruitment and really developing that muscle. Yeah, get the pump. Yeah. You can't get in the chopper unless you have the pump. No, I don't mean the penis pump. We don't want... Not the penis pump. Muscle pump. A muscle pump. Yeah. Muscles. The muscles. The muscle pump. Have you ever watched the Arnold documentary? He says that he feels like he's coming every day. the penis pump. That's the secret, guys. It was right there in front of us this whole time. You just gotta get a penis pump, not an actual pump. You're not trying to pump up the muscles. You're trying to get your penis pumped, bro. That's how you get the testosterone. Pumping that penis. That penis. That penile. Yeah, the penile pump. Oh, shit. Get out that penile pump. That's what Arnold said. Arnold said, get out the penile pump. It's all gloomy outside. The weather outside is weather. Time to get my C4. Gotta be explosive. Gotta be explosive in the gym, baby. Being at the gas station, man, I look at the food and eat it. It doesn't look appealing at all. Like a hot dog sitting on that freaking heater for fucking 5 hours. And I'm sure it's not the greatest quality either. That's why it's so cheap. I mean, you got meal deal, $3, hot dog, chips, and a soda. It's so cheap. I don't know. I can't judge. I have my guilty pleasures too. When it comes to getting a pump, and I'm not talking about your penis pump, I'm talking about your muscle pump. What is the best way that you think to get a muscle pump? I think the best way, in my opinion, is going to be an isometric machine. A workout machine where it isolates the muscle and you can focus on the contractions and the eccentric movements, where you don't have to really load up so much weight and it guides the whole motion and you're just focusing on that muscle. Oh man. Alright, so I got my degree in marketing management, and I always look at all these different brands, and you know, some people are like geniuses, but I want to tell you one person that really fucked up, and I think everyone knows. Kia's new logo. It looks like it has like a K and an upside down N. It looks like KN. It doesn't even look like KIA anymore. Like, I would have fired that person. You made our new logo and it looks like a KN. It doesn't even look like Kia anymore. People can't even read it. They should have just like separated the I and the A, just like a little space. Like, it's pretty cool with the slant and everything, but maybe you should have flipped the A. Maybe not have it freaking angling that way, but the other way. Have it leaning up against the I instead of the backside of the word. And you know how many other college graduates that logo probably had to sit in front of, and everyone thought it was a good idea. They probably had so many people, or worse yet, the manager of that marketing department literally probably didn't listen to everyone and said that maybe it was just his idea, and he's like, I'm going to get the credit for it. And he didn't listen to anyone, and it was a big mistake. I'd love to know what happened to Kia's logo. It was smart to redesign the logo, try to make it look better, try to make the brand look higher grade, but damn, bro, you fucked up. The brand is supposed to be brand recognition. Whenever you look at it, you're supposed to be like, that's a Kia. That's a Kia. I'll be honest, when I first saw it, I thought there was a new brand out there. KN out there. And then when I really looked at it, I was like, that N is upside down. Why? I was like, that's not an N. What is that? I had to look deeper into it to find out that it is a Kia. So if you have to research and you have to figure out what something is, you didn't do your job right. The brand is supposed to be an image that literally, when you look at it, it is supposed to trigger and identify what it is. Branding is such an interesting thing when you get down to the studies of it. Like, my favorite example is Nike. And if you sit down and you get a focus group, they call it a focus group, and you get like a group of people, and they probably didn't even do a focus group for Kia. That's how probably bad they dropped the ball on this. Because if they had a focus group and they brought that brand in front of people, they would have, I guarantee majority of the people would have said, what's the KN? If they would have just had a group of people sit down and tell you what they thought about that logo, you would have known that it is not a good idea to launch that logo. So, but back to what I was saying about Nike, if you bring the Nike symbol and you put it in front of people, what is the first thought you think of? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you think Nike what Nike stands for. What comes to your mind when you see that swoosh? And the unique thing is, everyone's going to say the same thing. Sports, athletics, all those things. You're going to think basketball, you're going to think football, running. That's brand recognition. When you look at a logo and it gives you those feelings. Because what is a swoosh? What is a swoosh? Literally, it's nothing. It's just a check mark. That's what it's supposed to be. But they made it into something. They made it into sports. They made it into athletics, fitness. Truly remarkable. They programmed the mind of the people that every single time they see that logo, they don't even have to put the word Nike. They don't even have to put the word fitness underneath it to identify it. The symbol itself, people identify and they relate to it. The people that enjoy sports and athletics and fitness, they want to associate themselves with that logo. And that's why they buy that product, because they want that logo on their body. They want to be like, I am fitness. I am sports. I am the basketball player. I am the football player. So anyone that's starting a business and you want, my best suggestion is marketing is key, and your logo is probably the most important thing. It's one of the foundations of your business. That whenever you see that logo, you want your clients to identify that logo with what you do, what you provide, your services, your goods, whatever it is. And without explaining it. You don't want to be the person that be like, here's my logo, what is that? well, it's this. You want it to speak for itself. You want your logo to give the conversation without even saying any words. Because you're not going to be there when that logo is floating around in the world. You're not going to be there to explain it. Brand recognition. Genius. When I see C4, I think of explosive energy. Explosive energy you can feel. And everyone, it's iconic. C4 is literally iconic for its beta-alanine. Energy that you can feel. You can feel it in your fucking face. It's that fucking, that strong, baby. I can feel it in my face. I'm getting the itch, baby. I want to lift something. Explosive energy. Great branding. Great branding. C4. Another great example. And then, here's something cool. Original Skittles. People love Skittles. They love the taste of Skittles. And so, C4 teaming up with Skittles, they paid Skittles for this, because Skittles is a well-known brand, and to associate it with C4 can sell more of these because people love the taste of Skittles. So people that want an explosive energy, C4 could have made it taste like Skittles and not put Skittles on it. They could have made it some type of whatever. I think Bang does it. Bang energy drinks, which I love too. They're great. But I think they call it like rainbow something. So they relate it to Skittles. They're leaving breadcrumb hints that it's Skittles. It tastes like Skittles. But this is powerful. Right here. This is powerful. And another brand that does it is it's my other favorite, Ghost. I love Ghost, but there's something in it that literally, if I drink it every day, it hurts my liver. So I think they might be putting too much caffeine in it. So be careful with that. They should probably use like a different ingredient, like beta-alanine. I think these guys, C4, they probably use less caffeine and maybe a different kind of caffeine, and use beta-alanine as like the main energy boost, which is probably way better. I'm no scientist. This is bro science. But back to branding, Skittles with C4 is great because you can relate to Skittles if you don't relate to C4. So if you want an energy drink and you're picking throughout the group of brands, you might relate more to Skittles than Rainbow. So you'll pick the C4 over the Bang because you know Skittles, but you don't. I mean, what does a Rainbow taste like? I'll let you answer that. Have you ever tasted a Rainbow? Apparently Skittles will tell you what a rainbow tastes like. Taste the rainbow. Like, I guess that's what a rainbow tastes like. But Skittles identified what a rainbow tastes like. Shit. I don't know what a rainbow tastes like, but Skittles told me this is what a rainbow tastes like. And this is also great branding too. So they're advertising this as an energy drink, but it's not just an energy drink. It's a performance energy. So you have Monster and Red Bull. That is not performance energy. That's an energy drink, but that is not going to give you a good workout. That's going to give you a stomach ache, and you're going to get dehydrated really quick. Your kidneys are going to overwork. But this is a performance energy drink. You can use this for your workout and still feel good, and it'll give you good energy versus, just nasty ass energy that's just waking you up. Branding. All right, let's get in there. I'm talking too much. Going in second warm up. So for this set, I don't know if I said that I was going to be going up on my strength set, but I'm going to go ahead and gamble with it. I'm pretty sure I hit 12 last week, and in my power set, I got 6. So with those higher numbers, that indicates that I need to go up in weight. And so I'm going to gamble and just go up. And if it affects my max press today, then I'm not going to let it deter me, because I'm fatiguing myself out with this weight. So we'll see how I do with this set. We'll see how many reps I can get in, and that will give us the indicator on where we're at. And we'll just go from there. All right, if I counted that right, we hit between 8 to 9, so that's exactly where we need to be. That weight will be good. We just gotta work with that weight. And we'll even go up on the power set to work with that heavier weight. Now we're working with a power set. We need to hit between 4 to 6. Because we just went up in weight, I'm aiming for that 4. And if I calculated this right, should be 295. Ooh, we're hitting the bottom. That's for sure. Ah. Three, 2, 1. Let go. Fuck yeah. 335. Yeah. I'm lucky I got that this week. I like documenting these vlogs because you actually can see real time how I'm doing with the progress. So you could see that I went up in weight on my strength set, which is this weight right here, 265. We went from a 255 to a 265, where we were hitting 12 last week with the 255. We increased the weight and now we're hitting 8. So we know that the weight feels heavy, but we got to practice with this weight so that we can get it 12 times within that range. Whenever I increase the strength, I also increase the power. Those go hand in hand. So we used to do 285, now we're doing 295, and we barely got 4. You know, I gassed out pretty much at 3. I re-racked it, self-spot myself, and got that one extra one, being extra fatigued. Creating that simulation for the max lift. And I was even speculating on even doing that self-spot rep because I wanted to hit the 335 max this week again. And I just want to tell you my thought process on it so that you can make the same kind of decisions with your workouts, that as you're making decisions on what weight you want to put on the bar, you can know why you're doing it. So with me going up in weight and I forced out that extra rep, you can see that it didn't affect my max lift because I'm stronger this week than I was last week. Last week, 335, I barely got that up. I barely pressed that to all the way to full lockout. This week, the weight still felt heavy. It still felt as heavy as hell, but I was able to still lift it, and I was able to lift it a lot faster. And I even came down slower with the weight. At least, I mean, I would have to do like a replay and analyze it, but if I remember correctly, I went down way faster last week. This week I was a little bit more controlled with the weight, and I was able to still explode up with that 335. So that shows me and tells me that I'm getting stronger with that 335. I'm not going to go up in weight on the max. I'm not going to push myself too much because I still struggled with that weight. If I struggled with that weight, I'm not going to gamble and increase the weight in ego lift. You don't want to risk tearing a pec just because you want to hit that PR. So be patient with the process. So now we're going to dial back. We're going to ramp down. We're going to work on our strength so that next week we might be able to do 345. But I'm thinking not next week, but the week after that, it should be achievable. But we need to practice with this weight. Hell yeah. We got the 8. This is a great illustration of why doing sets of 10 doesn't work. You can tell that 255 I was able to do 12 reps with. So the weight was too light. But whenever I went up to 265, the weight was very heavy and I could only get 8 to 9 reps. So if I was to always aim for 10, I would either be overshooting or I would never be getting to that goal. So you have to make sure that you're doing these ranges that will indicate where you are in your training. And not only that, but numbers, your body doesn't know numbers. And you also have to think about, if I was to do 265 and I only got 8 to 9 and I didn't get that 10, what that could do mentally to you. It could deter you. It could make you feel like you're not strong enough. You start getting that self-doubt, and then you're reducing the weight when you should be just practicing with that weight to get better. So just keep those things in mind whenever you're going up in weight. I'm not gonna let that weight that I only got 8 reps out of make me feel like it's too much, I need to stop reaching for higher goals. I just need to practice with it. Now we're going to do our burnout set. This is where we're going to be working on our endurance so that we don't gas out at that 8 rep range, so that we can hit that 12 next week. And you can tell that I went up in weight in all categories. So right now, this is going to be heavier than last week. We'll see if we can make it to 13. And we're just falling short. Ooh. Shit. Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself? You need some help? Shoot. Wow. Make sure you control your breathing whenever you're lifting. I felt very lightheaded at rep number 3 and felt like a cutoff of oxygen going to my muscles and also to my head. So just be careful as you hold the breath. You might be cutting off oxygen, and you'll see in multiple videos people literally squeezing out, holding their breath, and they'll pass out and they'll fall and get hurt. So be careful in the gym. Make sure you're breathing, make sure it's controlled breathing, because man, I almost did. So we went up last week from a 185 to a 195. This weight feels good. I want to stick with it. I want to practice it for maybe one more week. I think next week we might be able to go to 205. Because we're hitting between about 10 to 11 reps. We're getting on the higher end. The key indicator on when to go up in weight is when you hit 12 on the first set, and you probably had more in the chamber, and then the second set you got 12 again. If you hit 12 2 times in a row, that weight is too light. You have to go up. You gotta put on 5 pounds on each side and start working with that weight and see how that feels. But we're right where we need to be. In that final set, I gassed out, so we gotta work on the endurance. So this next set, when I do this burnout, that's gonna be the set that we need to focus on the most, so we don't gas out as fast. Now, this might be my opinion, but I think a lot of people have seen Arnold's documentary, and he talks about shocking the muscle. And I think that back in those days, you know, Arnold, that guy was a fanatic. So, I mean, you would think that guy could do it wrong and still get it right. You know, he would switch it up. Maybe he hit gold on it. But whenever I think of shocking the muscle, I don't think that you have to confuse the muscle. I don't think that you have to switch your workout all that much. It's more of maybe changing the order in which you do the workout. So you're constantly challenging your muscles to adapt to the situation. Basically, let's say you're trying to work on your bench and you start the workout with bench all the time. Your bench is going to be strong because you're not fatigued out. So if you wanted to get better on bench, a good thing that you could do is fatigue yourself out first with other workouts and then put the bench at the end of your workout. Now you're going to have to reduce the weight on it because you're going to be fatigued out. But in that fatigue state, you are shocking your body to have to adapt to that kind of situation. So when you think about, oh, you got to shock the muscle, that is probably the way that you should tackle that situation. Not so much of just doing a bunch of random workouts with no purpose, no cause, where you're confusing yourself. Confusing yourself ain't going to confuse the muscle, okay? Your muscle doesn't have a brain. So you just have to challenge your muscles. And that could be what Arnold was talking about. He probably just didn't explain it in that fashion. I don't know. Another thing that you can think about is genetics play a role and a person doing steroids. So you could sacrifice a little bit of form and you could work out twice as much with less rest if you're on steroids and stuff, which I don't recommend. But you can't look at what a person does with steroids and what a person does naturally. Like me, I used to bench with my elbows out, sacrificing my shoulder, which is bad. And if you see Jay Cutler, him benching, when he was benching with Mike O'Hearn, he was doing the same thing. His elbows were flared out. And Mike O'Hearn was shocked. He was shocked. He's like, how are you benching like that? Either it's genetics, that his shoulder was able to survive all those workouts doing the bench like that, or it was because he was taking steroids, and every single time he was benching with his elbows out and hurting his shoulder, he would recover twice as fast because those steroids would allow that recovery that much quicker. So you have to be careful and understand what you're doing when it comes to these types of things. And that's nothing against the legends that I'm speaking about. You just have to understand what they did and the results and how some people can't emulate it. Another reason why that technique of spinning down, rotating down, is that it protects the shoulder. I mean, that weight's heavy. If I wasn't rotating down, I'd be jeopardizing my shoulder like crazy. So my friend Derek, he hurt his shoulder and he doesn't work out now. So the goal is to do this longevity without injury. So you have to work out where you're not jeopardizing your joints and ligaments. Make sure you're not having the elbows out whenever you're doing these presses, because if you have your elbows out, it's no longer a chest workout. It's all gonna be in your shoulder, and you'll have these big giant muscles in the shoulder, and then all of a sudden, every single time you bench, you're gonna have shoulder issues, and you're not gonna be able to bench anymore. So just be careful. Ooh. Alright, so like I said in the car, I'm gonna do an upper chest kind of press on this machine, and I'm gonna try my best to only engage the chest and not the shoulders. I want to fatigue my chest. I want to get a good pump on the upper chest to get that upper chest development. So I'm gonna start with this weight. We'll see where we end up. All right, feels pretty light. We'll go up. Ooh. go up some more again. Fuck. Shit. I'm getting so fatigued. Shoot. KO. Alright, so I've been slacking on weighing myself, but today we're going to do it. So we definitely gained weight. This is without my wraps, without my belt, and I said I was 183 with the belt and wraps, so I figured I was like 177, and it looks like I'm gaining weight. But right now, I wanted to let you know the supplements that I'm taking. I'm taking creatine, and also every now and again I want to be better about it, the nitric oxide that Ghost offers. And I'm going to be doing a video on testing different supplements, and I'm switching the creatine that I'm using, and I want to share that. But right now I'm going to let the creatine kind of push out of my system, let my water weight drop. So you're going to see my weight drop with the water weight, and then I'm going to start up again with the creatine. And I kind of want to see the weight fluctuation with being on creatine and without creatine, and also the differences of performance. And I'll as I go through the workouts, I'll let you know how I feel, and you'll be able to witness the performance difference.
Juicy.